Oh, so what's going on? We already got 2 live.
Oh yeah, no,
Whoa.
it was going good today. We had, of course, the next state over has, excuse me, a ton of fires, so it's unhealthy to breathe the air. They say to stay in the house, but of course, me living on the edge, been outside all day, so
Well,
you
you got
know,
it. I mean, smoke's good for you, right? Smoke's good for you.
I guess I haven't heard nothing bad about it.
Yeah, I was talking to some people. I was talking to Terry and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, the air can't even go outside. They're saying not to go outside." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of hard for you, isn't it?"
Well, yeah, and he's only the state right below me, so. And not, I'm in the middle of the state, and he's in the middle of the state, so it's not even a whole state away. So
Yeah,
here's the question. You got paranormal behind you, by the way.
Oh, I do. Hey, look at us. I'm a little freaky today. I was
Yeah,
I can change all that.
you guys have to check that out on Thursday nights, man. What I was going to say is, now you were talking just before the show here started that you're officially a certain type of breeder now. Now, do you consider yourself a breeder if you physically watch them breed and then lay eggs, or do you have to have a live birth to consider yourself a breeder?
I don't know.
It's been a debate for 30 years that I've know of. You're not a breeder unless you have live birth, and then it's like you're not a breeder unless of this or that. And I'm like, well,
yeah, I couldn't tell you. What the little cave gecko hatched. Look at him. He hatched. He's sitting right there. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
them things are so neat looking.
Like literally 24 minutes before the show, he popped it. Well, I want to say maybe 30 minutes before the show, he popped his head out, and it's cool.
I love their eyes.
And I can even do this. Watch this. I can even do something here. Watch what I learned to do. Now, I might get an echo. Everyone might get an echo, but I'll show people the actual thing.
Wally, hello.
Hey, Wally. Let's see if I can get this going. Audio. I want audio to be muted. So, let's see if I can go this and see if that stops the echo. We go here, and then is it echoing?
I don't hear an echo. You
sound
no different to me.
I do. So let me get this like this, and we'll do this.
Oh, sweet.
And we'll go like that.
Well, I think I know why you're getting an echo too, because you're hearing it like in a circle or at your end, right?
Yeah, I'm using the same microphone. I just got to figure it out. And this
things are so cool. Them guys are so cool.
The other one is denting in, but she's a little psycho, or he.
Well, I'm going to have to say congratulations. Do they take just as long as leopard gecko eggs?
Well, the story on this one, I think the ones that were laid on 7-6 and the other ones I just got are going to take longer. These were laid on 5:30. I did have a set before this that was laid on like 5:2. And I was incubating them in the shelf in my gecko room, and it was like 78 degrees, and I lost the first 2. They were good for like 30 days, and they dented in so bad they were shriveled up. The moisture was right, so I took these out and put them in with my right next to my computer stand. It's like 68 degrees in here, so 5:30 to 7:30 is 2 months, 60 days.
So, but they need the cooler temps, right? They can't be up in the 70s, high 70s or nothing.
I think they did better here, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, because some people say you can incubate them at 78 degrees, 80 degrees, but I think it was just too hot. I put them in here. The eggs are doing great. I have 5 more eggs to go. She's digging today, so I think I'm going to get actually 8 eggs out of her. I think she could be just digging.
So can they be temperature sexed too, or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I just hatched them. I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't even looked into it. And the information out there, actually, like documented information out there on the cave gecko, is so little. Because I was looking it up, trying to find out all the species, the subspecies. I wanted to try to get a few different ones, and it is.
So now you know you got to start documenting everything so you can kind of keep on top of it.
Wacky blood female in the next year or two. It matters how wacky they are and if they're clean genetics. I sell really nice bloods with het tremper and stuff for $400 to $800. So the wacky stuff, I'm really excited about. I got some really cool stuff. That guy right there, right there. If I can point right, make it go. That guy, he's gonna be getting a really cool male. I already picked it up.
Sweet.
I'm like, yes, I hatched in a cave. One of the caves, I've been sitting next to my desk. I show you guys, it hatched out. So I'm excited about it. That is the very first cave gecko I've ever hatched in my whole reptile breeding career.
And last night we were sitting there and you were looking at it saying, "Come on, hatch." Oh, that's funny. Good listen to you.
It's great. I'm excited.
I think it's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm not selling it. If anyone wants to get, I'm not selling any of the cave geckos I'm hatching this year.
No, I wouldn't either.
Everyone's like, don't you want the money? And I'm like, the money is the least important thing to me.
No, you want to build your colony up too, don't you? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm going to take the females. If whatever turns females, I'm going to hold them back. The males, I'm going to buy females for, and the females, I'm going to buy a male for. I don't know how good they do in like trios and quads, but I do know that these do better in groups than leopard geckos.
Oh,
so
now, because I've never had a cave gecko, are they similar to size as a leopard gecko? Or are they smaller? Or?
This hatchling's smaller. It's like a small leopard. It is. It's like a small leopard, like a really tiny leopard. But my adult female is like a small breeder, 35, 40 grams.
Oh.
And I don't know. I do know that people are asking me about them. I do know that Supreme Gecko breeds some. He just hatched some out.
Yeah, he's got some nice stuff too.
I think they're going to be big because I always tease Wally about this, saying that they're the leopard gecko that don't need heat. There's no morphs for them. There's species, subspecies, and all this to get some different looks. I'm really excited about the cave gecko stuff I got going on here.
Now, the more people that breed them, though, doesn't that increase the chances of popping something out like an albino or?
Probably. I'm weird though. I like macularis, pure macularis. I like the look, and I like the look of the pure stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be cool because cave geckos have red eyes as it is, but they're really deep, like a really deep
orange, deep red. Yeah, I got you.
And I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna be one of the people that's like, I have one. I know I have. I'm gonna be take care of them and getting them bigger, and seeing what happens. I'm gonna be getting goblins, so they'll be eating goblins here soon. Goblin.
Yes. I would eventually, someday, a couple years in the future, maybe think about getting into those. But I got a list right now that I'm trying to pump out.
And everyone that does reptiles in a breeding way, I have a list of everything I want. And how I do it is like, oh, it's at the reptile show. If I have an opportunity to get it, I'm going to get it. Like my wife and daughter wanted chameleons. I'm not a chameleon guy. I'm not even close. to a chameleon guy. So I started watching some YouTube. I mean, I could keep them alive and do what I need to do, but breeding them, I didn't know. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading everything I can on them and all this, and I come across a pair of Jackson Eye. I'm like, I want some Jackson chameleons. Awesome, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I think this one's gravid. And I'm showing my buddy Jason that's set up next to me. And he's like, it looks gravid, Gary. You're right. It just looks gravid. And I'm like, how many eggs do they lay? Is it like 30? And he goes, they're live bearers, Gary. And I'm like, oh. I mean, it literally, I was like, whoa. So I was reading so much stuff, I didn't even catch that. Hey, Leo, how you doing?
How you doing?
Even Wicked Reptiles is hyping up cave geckos. They looked, and the heat factor is quite addicting too. Yes, and
Yeah.
Leo.
The heat is definitely a keeper, because you know how hard it is for a lot of people to provide proper heat when they can keep something at room temperature. They're much better off, like with crested geckos and things like that.
The drawback, I think, of cave geckos is they're not. I don't know, that it could be after so long. They're not like Hannibal like a leopard gecko. Because leopard geckos do get bigger. I mean, but a cave gecko is like a small leopard gecko, if I can, like a 35 grammer, 40 grammer. But you get that nice 80-gram male. Your kid can walk around with it all day long, and it's not going to hurt the gecko, you know. I don't know if you'd want to do that with caves. I do know caves drop their tails more often, but they grow them back the same size. They don't bubble out. If you know what I'm saying, like the bubble butt.
Yeah, I know the bubble butts from there.
So I was really excited. Leo, I'll show you too, because I'm just excited. The cave gecko hatched. He's in there, or she's in there. I don't know where she's at, or is he, she?
Hey, Leo. I always find it amazing. You got these little eggs, and this great big animal comes out of it.
I know.
Tiny little egg. You're like, where the heck did that fit in there at? I look at this gecko eggs I got, and I'm thinking to myself, what are they, like little pinheads? I mean, tiny little geckos?
What I like about pictas is you're going to get a lot of experience hatching geckos and putting away geckos. They breed like rabbits.
Yeah.
They're the roach. I don't know if I'm going to sell them this year, but next year I'm going to look into it. They're actually really hard to find. I mean, I know Wally has some. If he's going to hold some back, that's the only way I'd get rid of any of these 6 I'm going to have for sure, is trading for bloodlines with Wally, just so I get a different bloodline. Maybe
so you can.
Yeah, maybe if I need a male, buy a male. If I need a female, get a female, and trade where it makes sense for both of us. That's the only thing I would do, because just like the alligator lizards, I'm not selling any of those. I had someone mad at me at a show because they offered me $500. I wouldn't sell one. No, I'm good. I don't.
Well, you got me excited. I'm going to say congratulations there again. It just stuff like this makes me excited.
Wally is not on the keyboard. He's feeding. Do you know Wally's got 2 channels now, guys? I got to throw that out there. He's got Supreme Gecko.
Yeah.
And Supreme Aquaria.
Yes.
And all I know is it's fish, and it's cool to me. I like it.
It's very cool. Very cool fish. Yes.
And the Picta train, yes, you do. You got to hop on the Picta train. It's going to be a fun train to be on. What I like you mentioned, there's no
this guy right here. I'm sending him some Picta. I got to get it the right. But I'm going to send when I start hatching out. I won't get rid of my first one. Trust me.
Never. Every year, it's a rule of mine. My first gecko hatched, I keep. I don't care what it is. I keep it. I have a 2017 animal that I've never bred because he's really nothing. He's a wild type head eclipse Posplet Tremper.
But he was your first one of the season, right?
He's just in there. Yeah, so it's been crazy. I got Sewer Fest coming up. Wally's got Sewer Fest coming up.
Did you see the one Leo hatched out the other day?
No, I still haven't looked at. I haven't even been online much.
Leo, can I share that picture with Gary so he can put it up?
Yeah, we'll put it up.
Give me 1 second. I will.
Oh man, I do know this is the biggest Sewer Fest of the year. He probably sent it to me, and I just haven't looked at it yet. I have 97 or 98 messages I haven't really looked at.
Oh. Yes, okay, here you go. This is it. I just sent it to you, Gary. Just sent it to you.
Let's put that over here.
He just hatched that one out.
Let's put this over here. Let's go like this. Yeah, that's a dark little animal. That's a reverse stripe, too.
Yep.
That's an
I said that. Very cool.
Gotta love them animals. You gotta love it. I hatched out some cool stuff yesterday. I didn't get any pictures of it. I wish I would have did. Your live video starts. Oh, no. I'm like, what's that?
I put a video up yesterday of my peanut beetles on Instagram, and people must love peanut beetles because let me tell you. Wait a minute, it's got 4,300 views.
Dang, peanut beetles are good with jelly.
Yeah, it's Wally.
The darker underneath the tail. That's how I started with clouded, and that's the secret. Is I was hatching out these really weird animals that were different, and most breeders, that my friend showed it to or something like that, they would say it's different, but it's nothing special. I was always going off the tail every single time, and now I'm kind of just putting in the tangerine. There's a reason because tangerine, especially blood, is darker. You can line breed them all in this gecko.
And you also noticed like different things with the eyes, under the eyes,
yeah,
and
the
stuff.
eye stripe. Mm-hmm. We gotta set that up. We gotta set something up. Not yet. Not yet. I want to do it right. So I will have something set up by next show for sure. I will have something set up. I promise you. I will have it set up. This last 2 weeks have been really weird. I'm trying to think on how to do it, and I can do it. Like, I'll show you guys how weird this is. I was printing right before I was printing tags for geckos because these geckos aren't going to stay in these tubs. They're going in bigger tubs now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's a clouded in here. But to show you, like, this is a 2020 animal. It's a Gen 1. But, I mean, it's just darker. It's just a darker animal. It's a clouded line. And it's not that orange. The camera's, like, really not that good on it.
I don't think we have a spot yet for Super Chat to donate to yet.
Yep, no. That's what I was talking about. I'm going to have that set up by next week. I promise that.
Yeah, we had he's got double back-to-back shows, and he's doing all these animals, plus everything else going on. And he's the one that's in charge, so he's very busy lately.
Yeah, I'm going to get that going. I'll get Super Chat going. What I said is the show's not important to make money. Most of the money I make goes towards paying for it because I pay for StreamYard. I forget what it is too. Mm-hmm. Whatever I pay for StreamYard, I forget. It's the top package, but the rest of it I'll probably just put into merch and start giving away prizes.
Prizes and stuff. Yep. Because we talked about that, like stickers. We got to get stickers made for the show, and
I'm gonna talk to my buddy Ryan. I'm not gonna ask him to donate anything to the show. I'm gonna buy a bulb or two off of them and give them away. They're the only UVB bulbs that are warranted for 2 years. They last up to 4. They're warranted for 2 years, so that's insane. So I'm gonna get a couple of them bulbs to give away. I'm going to talk to my buddy Nico. He was on the show. If you guys want to go back in time a little bit and watch the one that has frog labs on it, he's actually created a new frog enclosure out of bins, and he's 3D printed like these doors. And they're pretty cool, and he sells those for like $55. I'm going to see if I can get 1 or 2 of those and give away his prizes. That's the next step for here. How should I say it? Is my breeding season does get busy between February to now. And I was just saying in a chat that I don't think I'm going to pair anything up anymore. I have like 30 to 35 females that will ovulate from now until the end of the year. And I am not going to pair them up
Well, I told you could send it all to me.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the whole thing for you.
Well,
It's gonna pair him up. He's talking about pairing up geckos.
yeah. Well, the reason is I
Geckos.
got the
Pairing 'em
biggest
up.
reason is I have a show run.
My cupcakes.
Like we have like 12 or 13 shows coming up for the next like I don't know 6 months, something like that. I got a Fond du Lac show, 2 Green Bay shows, and 2 Rothschild shows. We got 2 Sewer Fest coming this weekend. I think 2 more Janesville. So it's 8 or 9 for the rest of the year. So I got a show run, and I'm going to be doing that flip over to the new way to breed. What Big G was, I'm going to do that flip, and I got to set up the tortoise pens. I got to get the chameleon enclosures done, and then I got to start breeding, setting up for the alligator lizards to hopefully go again if they can. So I got a lot of stuff stuff going on. So I was like, 300. What's 300 more geckos at this point? That's what I was like.
Yeah.
300 more
But
geckos.
I thought I was busy. I'm trying to get these rooms over here together, to put stuff in one room and the geckos in the other room, and get everything out of the house here, the house next door, and keep my breeding going and stuff like that. But you're way busier than I am, man.
Well, I got it down to a science. I don't get to enjoy geckos like everybody else. I like when I'm cleaning, I don't get to sit there like when Big G says you get to see the geckos. Yeah, I look at the geckos, but I don't get to go, hey, this is cool. I'm cleaning, I just zoom through the cleaning. Then I go back and I'll start looking at animals that I have marked because I always mark on the outside with Sharpies. I don't have any Sharpies here, but Sharpies come off plastic with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows that. Really cool trick. So I'll mark all the ones I want to think about holding back as blue. All the ones I'm going to hold back for sure are red. And so then I go back and I start looking at them animals over and over and over again. And like I just made a new one blue because I pulled it out. It's a blood tremper. And when it hatched, it was like, it was okay. It's insane. And it's only 11 grams. I was like, whoa. So
I got red marked.
Blue. Yeah, I was like, we're gonna check that. Blue. It's blue because it was incubated male, and I don't need that many males. So
okay,
if it hits 30 grams and it's what I want, he'll replace one of the males I have. Okay. It should be a male. I'm almost certain it's gonna be a male.
I know. I find it so much fun to do this. I can't wait till I get this incubator going, and I don't have to open up the incubator constantly to look inside.
I'm gonna be getting a new incubator for 2022, and I got people texting me now.
Did you see the guy in Utah? Was it who had all the Burmese pythons, and they raided his house? Did you see that?
No, I didn't get to see that at all.
Well, they raided his house. They took all his Burmese pythons. He had a whole building full of rats and rabbits that he was breeding just for food for these guys. And the reason he got in trouble is the neighbors were complaining because of the rats and stuff, but they weren't getting out or nothing. But the only way they could get him is he sold a Burmese python. And I guess whatever state he was in, like Utah or something, you have to have an exotic animals permit to sell certain animals. And Burmese python was on the list. Well, they went in. He didn't have any of the Burmese pythons in cages. He let them run around his house.
Oh, God.
And then when they went out to the rats and the rabbits, I guess he wasn't taking care of them too well. They were just like a thing for food or something. It was a mess. Now that's going to be on the news big time.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. The cobra that was found in South Carolina.
That bit the kid. That bit a kid. Yeah, that was his, though.
I mean, like, the stuff's getting ridiculous. It's just... I mean, I get people sit there and try to tell me I can't breed what I have in Green Bay, and I'm like, well, you can call Green Bay. They know I have it. I'm like, yeah, they know I have it. Leopard geckos is probably one of the only things I could probably get away with 100%. Like geckos as it is. When I had the alligator lizards, I actually had them call and go, you got alligators you're trying to breed? I'm like, they're alligator lizards. They're like this big.
Yeah. See, the deal, like, Here's what I got. If you need a permit, the state says you have to have a permit for something, and you want it, just get the permit. It saves a major headache in the long run.
They'll eventually catch you anyway. So it is what it is. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get some of these things. I mean, then I'm talking to like show promoters, and they're putting on reptile expos like in towns that you can't have everything. But they're like, "Oh, we won't sell that, or we won't make sure that they won't go to a certain person," you know.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help either.
Well, how do they know?
Exactly. I'm not IDing people. That's why I like leopard geckos. I mean, I really don't have to ID anybody.
No.
My most dangerous animal that I sell, leopard gecko. They're pretty dangerous.
Vicious animal. Vicious animal.
This blood tremper's not looking too bad. I know you're gonna get mad at me. See, that's not. It does not want to sit still. Welcome to Gary's Bloods.
Well, he doesn't want to be in that little tub. He's like, I went out of there.
But now he jumped in my other hand. But no, when they're in the tub, they're calm. They don't like being out. My bloods tend to be a little more jumpy. I don't know why.
I know that patternless female I got is the one I got. That's
see. Now
she's a maniac.
Now this one's just a regular tangerine tremper. So as you see, this one's not as jumpy. Now it's going to jump around. Not as jumpy. So I got 4 geckos sitting in front of me. Because I want to get them out of this littler tub and put them. I found 5 tubs. Then this is a pretty cool gecko. Come here. I know you're a good girl. That's a pretty cool gecko.
I have to agree with you there. Definitely support USARK and be responsible.
Oh yeah, USARK is very important. I usually have something like this. Watch, I can even do that.
It makes one person to bring down the whole wall on people. It's crazy. And then the news fabricates stuff way worse.
There we go.
You know, the news can make it much, much worse than it already is. There, I did mine too. Is that better?
I usually have that one up. The last few weeks I haven't. I've been trying to, jump it around a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. It has been a rough 2 weeks. It's been rough. And, like geckos do well, at a show and without, water and this and that at a show for 2 weekends or 2 days at a show. Yeah. But when they're back to back, you got to get them back in their enclosure, get them water, get them food, and all this other stuff, and
then do it again. Pack them all back up again.
Exactly, and most of these are going back to back. I just hit that one real quick, and I say never want to tell someone not to keep something, but sometimes people make it hard for everyone else. I'm a firm believer in keep what you can keep, but you got to be able to keep it.
And you have to be responsible, yeah.
Alligators cannot be kept by, 99% of the people.
No, they get too big.
My buddy Ryan is getting some really cool crocodilian, though. I will be going to his house because Gary wants to play with them. My buddy Ryan has a dwarf croc. And that we already know. I got to get over there and play with it. I've never held a dwarf croc in my hand. I really want to. And
that would be cool.
I mean, shoot, it's a dwarf croc. I mean,
there's 2 species of dwarf croc.
Yes.
Croc, though.
Yes. And then I don't know if I could break it. I don't want to release what Elsie told me. I don't like breaking people's stories. So the other two animals or species he's getting is going to be like insane. Like the one, I don't even know if anyone owns more than one of them, and he's going to have 6. So I'm like, what? So I'm excited for that. It's just back-to-back shows, especially getting ready for Sewer Fest. My lids didn't come in. I'm upset. Colette at TSK, what is going on?
You dropped the ball.
No, she sent them out.
She's good. I know. She's cool.
But now I had to polish all my lids. November's like, see, I'm taking them out of these little ones and I'm putting them into bigger ones. I have 4 20 animals that I got to get out of this.
So what size cups do you put them in then for the neck for the
These are what? I don't know.
12s?
These small ones, and then the next biggest one, they're like 6.5 or 6.25 inch ones, and they're flat. They're little. They're like that deep, and they're like that.
They're like the 32 ounces or something. The flat ones. I got
the flat one, and that's what I like putting stuff in. But I could put more of these on the table, but I don't like them being in this. Now, ready for this? Everyone throws a fit at a show if they see an adult in this. When I ship an adult, they go in these.
Yep.
They do better in these.
It's less bouncing around. They can hold on better than that, something like that.
So, yeah, everyone's going to be like watching live going, he's got geckos in little cages. He keeps them in there. He keeps them and they live in there. I'm being
You're just a bad... No.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Never... This gecko's really cool, guys. Look at that. That gecko's really cool. See? Look at that. He's right there. He's like, hey, yo, what's going on? Yo.
You're just so excited, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to get the other one out. I want to get it. I want to get it the hatch, but it's starting to dent in.
I got all these ones down there, these gecko eggs, and they're ready to hatch any day. I mean,
I'm telling you.
I'm like, come on, just pop your head out, will you?
I'm telling you that's what we got to deal with, man.
The anticipation.
I've never hatched a cave gecko. It's my first time. Now it's starting to get its velvety color.
So at the show, do you expect anything exciting at the show? I mean, anybody got anything interesting usually at the shows that you were?
This show here, yes. This is the big boy. This is where everyone's going to go. It's 2 halls. I'm always in the main hall. But they'll be at, there's ghost mantis here. There's a guy that does ghost mantis and Chinese mantis. There's a tortoise person that does tortoises. Animal House is there. All the feeders you can dream of, like all the feeders you can dream of. I mean, some rare turtles, some rare snakes. If this is nothing against Mickey's Show Me Show, nothing against Dylan, but if you're looking for something that you're never going to see again at a show right now, is this exact Sewer Fest. This is the big boy of the year. People call it a baby Tinley. I say it's the big sewer. Sewer Fest has a different feel than Tinley. It's just, this is the one. VivTech's going to be there with their light bulbs. Madison Herp Society is going to be there for the first time in over a year. Really excited about this show. Madison Herp Society is going to be set up next to me at the Green Bay show. They said they asked Dylan. I'm going to make sure that happens, but I'm sure Dylan's going to make that happen for us. But VivTech is, if you guys haven't seen it yet, VivTech will be up here somewhere as a sponsor of the show. VivTech is awesome. UVB for 2 years, guys, and 1 bulb. It's a smart. So we are a VivTech supporter. I am all about the VivTech.
You know, I was looking at these, the peppered, like you told me to look at the peppered yesterday. The peppered.
Wally's back. Yeah, peppers are awesome, dude. They get huge.
They're the largest. Do you know, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching Bugs in Cyberspace, and they're the longest. I think they're the longest lived ones too. I think they live like 10 years, and it takes like 5 years before they're ready to breed or something.
They're really, really cool. But they produce. When they start producing, they produce, and they're really big, and they don't move like hissers. They'll actually sit on your hand. Like my hissers want to run away. Now my wide horns don't. My wide horns, I've actually trained my wide horns. I'm going to be doing a TikTok. Yes, you guys heard that right. TikTok. A TikTok video of my male wide horn roach. He comes up to me when I got pieces of apple in my hand. He'll like walk up to me and take them out of my hand.
They're a form of a hisser though, right? Or no?
Yes.
Yes.
They hiss. They actually hiss loud. They are real loud. Um,
I think there's 6 different species of hissers.
my favorite's the Halloween. That's my favorite. But they breed out of control. They just produce.
Hey,
Um, but they're my favorite looking hisser. Um, I am going to be producing dubias um, on a larger scale. I'm trying to get bloodlines from everywhere. Me and Wally were talking about that one day because I said that I have noticed that if I don't get new bloodlines, my animals start getting smaller, my adults. And he has a friend that breeds like tons and just ungodly amounts. And he said that that can't happen. And but we were talking about it and says maybe he breeds on such a large level that he doesn't see that, because he's always got new bloodlines somewhere. Mine is just, it was one bucket. That's what I kept pulling out of, this one bucket.
now you talk about that. Now I seen a video of a guy talking about the same exact thing. He says if you don't get new bloodline, they seem to cut in half on their size for some reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why. So he says every so often he has to add new bloodline to it and start whole new bins and then just
And
go from there.
Wally hooked me up with some. I'll find out if that adds size because I just took all the Wallies he hooked me up with. I put them in a bin and then just took handfuls of mine and just threw them in there. See if that starts rejuvenating that line. And then I got some off of another person at Janesville, and I forgot to get more off Wally. I was like, gosh, dang it, I forgot to get more off Wally. But I got those. I got 100 large, and I threw them in another one and did the same thing. I just said, here's 100 of those, and I just went in a handful, threw them in there, and I'm letting them go.
That's what I need. I need to get more because I got a whole empty bin. I'm going to start a whole nother bin.
Yep.
I got them ones. I got, and I'm going to start another bin.
I got babies out of the bin that I put with Wally's. I got babies out of them already, but
no, I got a lot of babies already.
But I mean, a dubia roach, if I'm not mistaken, gives you 20 to 30 nymphs per female. So I always say go low, 20 nymphs.
Is that every month or is that every 2 months?
I thought it was every month when I was reading it. It could be every 2 months. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
If it's every month, it means 100 females will give you 2,000 babies.
Mm-hmm.
So
in a year's time, you could have a big
colony.
Big colonies going.
I'm going to breed for the 2022 season, and what I kind of want to do is I want to have small nymphs on my table. When someone buys a gecko, I can literally say, they'll eat these here, you can have these. Give them 20 nymphs for free or something like that, or even sell them. And I want to make it on my wholesale list because I got people asking me about feeders. I am not breeding crickets. That's never going to happen. I don't even want crickets in my facility. I don't even want crickets near me. And I'm not breeding mealworms. I won't do it. It's cheaper to buy them from Rainbow.
I just ordered some crickets, and I hope they don't stuff 2,000 of them in a little deli cup.
And when you get them from Rainbow? If you get them from Rainbow, they'll take care of you. I want my goblins because I'm really excited about those. I don't know how long it's going to take to get the colony big enough to pull for feeders. But I want goblins.
Wally put that video out, and I was watching, and I'm like, well, before I would venture into something like that, I'll let him do it first so I could see, or someone, you want to get him too, so I'll let you guys do it, and then I'll decide. When
I talk to Paul's my homie. Paul's pills and Helena are just, oh my God, you can't ask for two better people to get bugs from, except for Wally, maybe. Wally and Paul right there. But I love Paul. He helps me with my photography. Helena helps me with my photography and stuff like that. And he told me that the bad thing is the nymphs don't crawl up glass, but the adults can. They're clumsy, but they can crawl up glass. So I was like, but I was like, I seal them. Who cares? I'll put them in a sealed bin. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that got me. But he says they're clumsy when they do it. It's not like a red runner or anything like
No.
that.
See, now there's something I wouldn't have.
No,
But I see a lot of people doing. But them red runners, man, we're
nope.
lobsters.
Nope.
No lobster.
I don't want any of those. I like the hissers. I like the shadows.
How about them discoid? Is that what they're called? Discoid?
I thought about doing that because I do have 3 pet stores that buy off me. I don't mention that if anyone ever asks me, I'll never release my pet stores when they buy off me. But they want feeders off me. They want feeders, and they brought up discoids because they can get shipped to Florida.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind of hard to breed for one state. You know, it's like you guys are 3. How many of you guys are actually going to buy a month? You know, are you guys going to buy like 2,000 a piece? Is it going to be worth it to me? You get what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I didn't know that you couldn't ship dubias or even shadows. You can't ship to Florida, I don't think.
No, Florida has some funny rules on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if any other state does, but I know Florida does. And yeah, that's why the dubias are so cool, because they can go any, you know.
I love.
Well, you can't ship them to Florida. It's the discoids. Is that what they're called? Discoids?
Discoids. I think Matt used to breed those. Brownick used to breed those.
Now they're similar to the dubia, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they can live in the environment or something. I don't know. There's some reason. I was gonna do deadheads too. I was looking at those. I got the question marks.
They're cool. You know what I like about the question marks is their shape, because they're like how their head goes right around into there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. I really like the shadows. Dominoes are cool too, but I think they're the same as question marks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Roaches are fun. I'm going to be doing them on a big level. I don't know if I'm ever going to box them up and tub them up and take them to a reptile expo, though. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do like, you want 200, you pre-order them, and I deliver them to the show. That's how I'm going to do it. It's more for
I don't know. I would still put them out on the table, though.
Well, we got a few people that do it. I can't think of his name right now. He's gonna kick my butt. He gave my daughter a shirt and everything. He's a friend of mine. I just know him the roach guy because he breeds roaches. And then Wally does roaches, and I thought about, and I should do this because no one really does mealworms at any of these shows. I thought about just ordering 250,000 mealworms and taking them to a show, but then I need a van because I still take my Ford Fusion to the shows.
Oh yeah.
Because my 2009 Dodge Journey is broken and it costs more to fix it than it's worth.
Yeah.
Paul, yes, it's Paul.
No, the one you're thinking of, right? It's not Paul, right?
Oh, no. Paul Sutton would kick my butt. Paul is my homie. They're all my friends. But when I came to Wisconsin, truly the only person that I knew was Wally, because we talked online and stuff like that. I didn't know anybody else, like nobody else. I knew of them, but I didn't know them. So I met Wally at a show. I came up here, we moved up here, and we went to Jim's show. I forget what it's called, because he hasn't done it yet. But there's a little show in Madison area that it's just a little show, maybe 30 tables. And I went there just to visit Wally. And I met key reptiles there, bought some ball pythons for my daughter. And that was the first big show. The first show I went to was the one in Kakana. It was a fish show that had reptiles. I went in there, and that's when I met Dan. Wire, that's it. Wire, yes. I don't know if this will happen again, Wire. I know. And what I liked about Wire, though, is it was not a big show, but it was very quality. When you walked in there, it was very quality vendors. But the first show I went to was Kakana, and I bought Dylan's table. I went in there and I bought his whole table. He says, I got these from Impeccable, and I knew Miles. I'm like, oh, I'll buy them all. That's what I did. I'll buy them all. He just looked at me. Yeah, I mean, literally just looked at me like, what? And so then I went to Wire Show, and I seen Wally, and I met some other vendors that were actual breeders. And then I turned around, and I think I went to a sewer. I didn't vend it yet. I think I went to a sewer, and then I started vending. And I emailed Shane, and I said, Shane, how can I get tables? He said, how many you want? It was one table at the time. I said, I'll do one. And he said, it's yours. And I've been vending sewer ever since. Then, of course, Green Bay came in and Janesville came in. And now there's going to be another one in Kakana. I really wanted to do wire, though. I really did.
I wish my state would start doing more. We only got the one that I know of. I got to go to Minnesota or. Well, I was thinking that, but I don't know how much that would run me.
I'm not going to give away Dylan's secrets, but I can help you out a little bit. Helped him, and now everyone's going to be like, "Whoa, Gary's going to tell everybody what is that? A connection is unstable if you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
try."
You're a little fuzzy. That's why I was just going to say that too.
Oh, I'm fuzzy. I don't know. Sorry, guys, if I'm fuzzy. I have no clue what's going on. I will close off some other stuff here.
But they have the one. But like I said, Becky and I were talking today that, it would be fun to travel to where you're at to go to some of the shows you guys got there because they sound so awesome. These sewer fest and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a speed test. Yeah. I'm getting 480 megabits download. Let me see what my upload is. I'm gonna unplug the other camera. Maybe that was it. Yeah, I'm getting 140 upload. Don't ask me how to do
you
that.
Cleared up right there. You cleared up.
Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. This camera's a piece of junk. It was taken. I don't know. That's a piece of junk. I'm gonna buy another one.
Leonardo wants us to come. See that? He's like, come on, come. I think it would be great.
Yeah, well, I think it would be. I think you should start another show, though. I mean, if you could start one, you get it. What you got to do is make sure you got vendors. Okay, this is what I said I would do, and I don't know if anyone's ever done this. I would, because what you're supposed to do is have your vendors pay for your venue, and your walkthrough is your profit. Okay.
Yep.
You got to make sure the venue either has insurance or you have insurance, and then the venue. I don't know what venues cost out your way, but I would just start looking for a venue that's easy to get off. I think it should be around easy to get off a highway with hotels. Yep. And then I would say the first show, I would tell people saying, if you sign up for 2 shows, I'll give you one for free. You got to pay for it now, but you get your second show for free, or you're getting your first show, but you got to come to the second show or something like that, and get this started, because vendors, it's a catch-22. Vendors have to come to get the people to come, but vendors don't want to come if they don't have the people. And I'm back on my internet's bad again.
Yeah, whatever. You just fuzzed out again. Now you're clearing up again. Wally wanted to know if that was the M50 you were talking about, the camera that was junk. I don't think he's talking about the M50.
Oh, no. It's this webcam. I love my M50. It's this webcam. I got this. Okay. This is a 1080p. It says wall front camera. I bought it off Amazon on sale for $12. It was regular $29.99. And I'm like, oh, I want this. It's got, it hooks up like this and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't do 1080. It's a piece of garbage. And when I hook it up, I was trying to show off the other gecko. So I'm just going to buy another one of my Logitechs. It's a 4K. No, mine's a 1080. This one's not a 4K. It's 1080. But I do got to hook up, and now I'm going bad again. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm checking speed. I got perfect speed, so I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know. Huh. Maybe I have no clue. Your guess is as good as mine. So I'll be fuzzy today, guys. I'll be Fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
Because everything's separate. Like my video's going through this camera. My mic goes through a switchboard that goes into a sound card that goes into it, and my computer mixes it. I don't know. I guess as good as mine.
Don't you like the M50, Wally? I liked Wally's video today, the Isopod video. I don't know if
I
you saw
haven't been
it yet.
able to watch it yet. I
Yeah,
wanted to. I wanted to really watch it. I love watch it. Oh, let's see. Message me later on why you don't use the M50 for live streams. Don't get into. Okay, cool. There is a reason I don't do it, and I think it's user error. I honestly do. I think I really, really want to use my M50. I seriously do. So I'm going to call you. That'd be awesome. That's going to be awesome. What else is going on? There's been a lot of stuff. Oh, Strictly Reptiles contacted me.
Did they?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Subway. No,
Yeah, mine doesn't do that today.
Strictly wanted me to buy. They have leaf tails, and they wanted me to buy them.
Oh,
I was like, no. That's all I said. Audio does stink. It does. That's one thing. It does. I am looking for a live stream setup because this here hooks up. So I'm looking at. I don't know how to do this yet, but I'm going to buy a security system. You guys are going to love this. I'm going to buy a security system, and I'm going to mount the smaller cameras in like Memphis's cage, the Nile Monitor's cage, maybe the Tortoise cage. And I want to hook it up to the stream where I can actually click a button and it will show you guys that stream where they're at.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to do that because I never did it with a live stream, but my security system, when I used to own a thrift store, a really big thrift store, there's my internet again. I'm going fuzzy. Woo! I used to be able to do something like that. I don't know why my internet's doing this. It's really bothering me. Yeah. Oh, my upload speed is down. What is going up with that? That's what it is. My upload speed is down.
What do you think causes that, or you don't know?
It could be anywhere from, I don't know. It could be anywhere because I got it dedicated. Like my download speed is almost a half a gig, and my upload right now is like at 4. That's not good. It'll be fine because my audio will be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with it. Spectrum Internet, they'll take care of it. They take care of me, 100%. Now I know why when I was gaming the other night at like 2 a.m, why it was going bad. I was trying to stream.
I had to figure out how to do live streams other than just from the computer because, like going into the reptile room or something,
Well, you want to use Zoom? I can tell you how to do that. If you have to set up Zoom through a computer so you can control it. Okay. Then how I did the second camera on my computer was I sent myself the link, and when you click it, you can send yourself a link in yourself a text or a message. You can click that link in your phone, and it opens up, and you can make yourself anyone you want again. And you can do it with every phone you want.
Oh.
So, give you an example. I can see if I can do it real quick. And I'll show off the gecko again. I'll see here. Let me go. I'm learning or what is it? StreamYard. It's StreamYard. I'm sorry. Good old StreamYard. So I'll go here, and I'll go Gary, because you can message yourself on Facebook.
Yeah, but if you send yourself the link, Wally, on StreamYard, don't you have to turn the link on the computer that you sent it from, like to enter the studio? Because like if Gary sends me a link and I go to enter the studio, he has to
let me in.
Yeah.
So I can do this. Oops, nope, that's you. There. I go to StreamYard. Open this. Have a laptop. Oh. Open in your browser. Tap the three dots. There we go. Entering the broadcast. And then we can go. Oh, perfect. Enter studio. And then I can do this. See?
Boom.
Boom.
Oh yeah, okay.
Now I'm echoing. I'll turn off mic. There we go. That's perfect. I turned off the mic. But now I'm on my cell phone. I got to turn down the volume in this too because I hear myself talk. And I can go boom. So I can do that and go like that.
Sweet. Now, see, that's going to come in handy. Now that I know I can do that, I didn't even think of that. I could use my phone. Like when I get everything set up in a room, I could be on the computer, and then if I want to go over to a cage because I can't take the computer with me, I could just put a link on the phone in there and go with the phone over to a cage or something.
Yep. And you can just do something like this, and boom.
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
And then I can just remove, and then I gotta put us back like that, and we're good to go. And then I can just close this out. So the bad thing with doing it with the phone is if you don't have good internet on your phone, it can get like it does with me. It's getting fuzzy and stuff. Or remember what happened to Frog Labs? Same thing. Yeah. You have to have a master session computer, and then you can use a secondary session phone to buy the link. Yep. What's up, Adam? How you doing? I like it, and those caves are sweet. Yeah, I just hatched the one today. And the funny story for everyone that's listening and watching, I'm packing for Sewerfest. Everyone knows that. Let's see. Becky can be your reporter in the field. That's a good idea. See, this is why Wally is awesome.
I know Wally thought of Becky right away, and it works out great.
You can have her hold the phone and boom, 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 and there it is. I mean, that's a really good idea.
There's certain bins she won't go in, but I could get her to go in the reptile room and go through stuff easy. Or if you're at a show, which would be cool. If you're at a show, you could do it at a show.
I'm going to try to go live, but I think I'm going to do it on Instagram or the Facebook.
You could be the reporter in the field.
I don't know if I think Wally's subbed to me on the TikTok. But TikTok.
Yeah.
I started a TikTok for Orner Exotics. Well, it's called OE Geckos because I have two phones. And on my one phone that got more views, it's OE Gecko. So I got to delete this one and make the other one Orner Exotics. But Memphis is famous. Memphis video is got 600 views already. And everything else got like 150 views. And I got 13 followers.
I don't see how I get pulled into all your shenanigans.
You're my wife. You're beautiful. And
that doesn't mean I get pulled into your shenanigans.
But we all love you. And we all voted for you. Wally voted for you.
That's
Gary
voted. I don't remember freaking raising my hand saying, ooh, I want to do it.
Well, no, that's the point of being voted in. Sometimes you just get stuck.
But I wasn't running for office.
Sometimes you get stuck.
Yeah, it just happens.
Gary said it just happens.
Happens.
Change your background again?
Yeah, I made this sign the other day because Wally showed me how to remove. Like, remember I removed your picture, but you had you in the picture.
Oh, my sexy pose.
Yeah, so he showed me, and then I did it, and then I made a new thing. I don't know. You can't see. I don't.
Like my best is this right here. I'll show you guys my best, like stuff like this. That's my best. I can do stuff like that.
That's cool. But now, if you were doing a show, right? Let's say you were going to do a show, and let's say I was at home and you were doing a show. We could do a live stream, and you could be walking around the show with your camera, interviewing people right on the spot.
Yep. Yeah, it could be really easy. I got AT&T. Let's see what my internet speed is on my actual phone.
See? Look what he said.
And now breaking news from the reporter in the field. Take it away, Becky.
What are you looking for?
I was feeling for your keys.
I think they're still in the car. They better be because I don't have them in my pocket, I don't think.
Report. Okay, here. I I'm reporting from the field. We're gonna have a dead man.
I don't know where they went.
Let's see whose internet's this fast for their phone. I'm getting 180 up download, and let's see what we're getting download. I'm getting upload at 180. And let's see when it switches over to testing. Oh, it's not going to switch over. Test download. There it goes. It's testing.
Okay, here's breaking
Now
news from
froze.
Becky. Becky in the field.
I dropped my cupcakes.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
She opened up the hatch in the van and she had the food back there, and it, poof! I heard her scream, and that's what fell out was the cupcakes. So,
Yeah, I don't know what's up with my internet right now. My download is amazing.
is
but
there you got
my
any
upload-
storms in your area or anything like that, or storms anywhere
No.
around? No.
It's just my upload is really low. I mean, I'm only getting 20 upload right now, and that's bad. But whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they'll fix it. I probably have to reboot my computer.
I find I have to do that every once in a while. The other day, remember I couldn't get on, and I
Yep.
said I'll be late, and it was definitely it was the computer, and I had to reboot my modem.
We're in the car still.
They gotta be. I don't have them in my pocket. Hold on a second, guys. Give me 1 second here.
He's running away, guys. So it's been a pretty, still good enough to eat. There you go. It is good enough to eat. I'm telling you. So it's going to be crazy. I mean, tomorrow I have to pack geckos today. I had to pack them. Tomorrow I get off work around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I load up my car, and I was hoping it was going to be cooler like today, and it's not. But I'll get and I had to stay at a Super 8. No joke, at a Super 8.
I
And
don't have them in my pocket either, so I don't know where they're at.
then I'll be at the show, and then I'll get up and get there at 7 in the morning and start packing. You guys want to know how I know if I'm behind or not at the shows? If Wally walks in the door and I am not cleaning my individual gecko cups, I'm behind. It's bad. That's how I tell. And Wally will probably don't even know. But if I see him walk in the door and I'm setting up my lights or something else, I'm behind. I'm 100% behind. Because I have to take all these out and put a black, like this in there. I put that in there. But this one's going to poop on that. And yeah. Oh, man.
Hey, Wally, I got a question for you. Have you ever put up a video and left it up for a while and then taken it down?
What would be the purpose? But what would that do?
I can't find that video to save my life. Subway Green, huh?
Yeah, the straw's going. You can see through the straw. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But I had to pay $200-something for a Super 8.
You don't like Super 8, do you?
I usually stay at a place called My Place. Seems pretty legit. I just hope you are busy when I get to the shows. That way we can set up uninterrupted. Love you, bro. Tell me about it. I just hope. Incubators are off for the season. Sadly, no more eggs. Last one's hatched at 37, 38 days.
We all want to see jars down here.
I think they're all
Only when I
upstairs
did
over
something
there.
wrong, then fixed and reloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So he took it down, but he's re-uploaded it. See, we were talking about you, Wally, the other day. Or was it today, or was it yesterday? I was saying I was going to go get the Big G, what he was doing to separate the dubias, and Andrew said he was going to do the buckets, and he didn't know what size to drill them. And I said, well, Wally's got a video of how to make them. I swear you did a video of that. I swear. I can't find it either.
He was drilling buckets, and the drill bit was so dull, he had to stop and says, I'll be back. I got to go buy a new drill bit because his son used it for something and he couldn't drill through a plastic Home Depot bucket.
Yes.
I remember it very plain. I just wanted to get the sizes so I can drill my buckets so I could do the separating. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Exactly. I mean, he's done it. See, and yes, he did. I can't find it. I looked at your channel, man. It's like it got ghosted. I'm gonna have to look again.
Oh, thank you, hon.
Because what I'm gonna do with my dubious is I think I'm just gonna breed for the pet stores. Honestly, God, I think I'm just gonna breed for the pet stores. And what's making me do this again is if there's a shortage on mealworms, I can sustain myself.
Yep, that's what you got to worry about.
That's what I want to do. That's what the goblins are going to be, is for like my fants and for the alligator lizards and for the cave geckos. And even though the cave geckos do wonderful on mealworms.
Yeah.
Wally
said those cupcakes are still good enough to eat because they didn't hit the ground. They were just in a plastic container.
And Andrew, I think I had the drill going in reverse. I remember right.
I don't remember. I just remember you said I got to go get. I can't drill through this.
Where I learned about the dubia thing was the holes. Was there was a kid. I want to say he was like 12, 13 years old and had a video up on YouTube saying this is how he did it. It was a kid. And I'm like, that's the most intelligent thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I seen, the thing that Big G uses. I seen a guy use them for mealworms, but never for.
That's an idea. That's a really good idea. Just do big plastic tubs.
Well, that's what you use. That's the video I seen. But you don't tell what size holes you have drilled in the bottom of it. Because I got brand new buckets next door. I picked them up. They were like $3 a piece. So I got a whole bunch of buckets. I just want to drill holes in them. But eventually, I'm sure I'll end up going with the tubs. But I just want to know what size holes you get. Because you got like 4 different size holes. And I just want to know what size holes they are.
Oh, I got something else we can do with peanut beetles.
What's that?
The peanut beetles make a small hole and go inside and eat the peanut, but they leave the shell.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to take them shells every time and put them in a bag and sell someone the peanut shells without the peanuts in it. Sell them as peanuts. And look at them like they're crazy when they open their nothing in there.
You didn't get them from me.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
I'm doing an experiment with peanut beetles because I got some coming. I got 2 more containers of peanut beetles coming from Wally. I'm going to set these 2 containers up identical, and we're going to see which one do best. I'm going to do some on oats and some on wheat bran, and we're going to see which one produces more, because these ones I got down here in wheat bran are just like going crazy. But I want to do the controlled setup.
You want to know why I put mine on oat? I didn't have wheat bran. I didn't have wheat bran. I was lazy. I was like, because this is a trick I do with my roaches, and I don't know if anyone else does this. I actually go out and buy oatmeal, the big oatmeal, and I literally just dump it in there as bedding.
You put bedding in with your roaches?
I just like sprinkle it all over.
There.
And then I look in there and it's all gone, and I'm like, oh, cool, time to clean the cage. And I give them fruit, I give them vegetables, and I give them roach chow. I believe my roach chow is almost identical to what Wally had up.
You'll have to give me the recipe for that, because I buy roach chow, but
I use dog biscuit. I found that there's a person that lists what dog biscuit to get, what not to look for. I got that, and I put like 2 in there, and then I put like this cracker in there, and then I put oats in there, and I mix it up, and they go nuts over it.
I do the food, the roach chow that I buy, and then I put lots of vegetables in there and stuff like that, and oranges and bananas and apples. Mine don't like apples. They won't touch an apple. I'll drop apple in there.
Your peanuts?
No, I'm talking about the dubious. I thought that's what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, dubious. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Dubious, I don't really throw apple in there. I throw oranges. They go nuts over oranges.
They go nuts over oranges. They go nuts over bananas, zucchini, kale. Not your iceberg lettuce, your other lettuce, like romaine lettuce, stuff like that, and carrots. They love the carrots.
If you want to see your stuff move, if you got roaches, dubia roaches, want to see it move, take oranges. Something goes off in their brain.
I also heard this. Now I don't know what you guys think of this one. Rapashi bug burger. Is
I've
it
never
bug
used
burger? I seen a guy who breeds these for his bearded dragons, and he makes them into gel blocks and drops them in there, and he cannot keep up with the production. That's how much he gets.
I don't know.
Is it bug burger or bug pie? Something like that. I don't remember what it was
can't say
called.
I'm an expert at breeding dubious because I've had one tub, like, 2 tubs
Yeah.
of tops, and I breed them, and I'm just trying to get to the bigger level. What I don't look forward to is cleaning them. Dubias
No.
are freaking messy POSs. And like I have a breeding pair, no joke, of the Whitehorns. I have 2, and they're messy.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for her to have babies. I'm waiting. Yeah, but I agree. My roaches tend not to like apple as much. The peanut beetles love apple.
Yeah, I've done that.
They'll tear up apple.
Oh, they were over
And
in the shed
I
part of
think
the
we
house.
should take bets on what one takes off. We should take bets.
Yeah, we'll take bets, and I'll do every other day. I'll do a video and show.
Because I'm going to be doing something with the shadows.
What's that? Oh, you already told me what you're doing with the shadows.
I'm getting a new one off of him at Sewer. I'm going to buy some shadows, and I'm only going to feed them protein. These things eat more protein than any roach I know. They're insane. I'm just gonna feed them protein. I'm just gonna toss them it and go. But my leopard geckos love shadows. They will tear a shadow in. Oh God, they go nuts more than dubious. Dubious do that flat thing where it's hard to get them.
Yeah,
and shadows don't do that. So, and someone told me that they fish with dubias.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Dubias, they'll put the hook through and it still moves, and they'll fish with dubias. I'm like, wouldn't it float though?
I've seen people do that with crickets too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeding shadows to my alligator lizards. Love them, and some of my female geckos that didn't respond well to breeding this year. I fed shadows because the dubious did that flat thing, and I would notice that they would go after them, and they would miss them, and they couldn't get them off. And I'm like, So I threw shadows in there, and they seem to be doing pretty decent. The alligator lizards love them more. I haven't fed shadows to anything like delicate, like my leaf tails. Haven't done that yet, and I haven't fed shadows to caves yet. The caves get dubias and mealworms, and my big female gets superworm here and there. But shadows are insane, and I've taken everything that the other roaches do not eat. You give the roaches, it could be a big problem. Okay, all right, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I would think that they would be overloaded with protein, and would that not hurt the animals you feed it to?
I just want to see what the shadows do, because I just want to test out what shadows do. I don't want to feed off them. I have a colony to feed. They rarely get my shadows. Their protein would be like a non-fertile egg. That's what they get. But I talked to Paul, and he's like, they'll eat anything. And I'm not joking. You think your roaches won't eat it? Like, let's say a 3-day-old apple in there, you throw it to the shadows, they'll eat it.
Huh.
They don't care. They are garbage disposals. And they don't. And their frass is soil. It's like a soil.
Oh, that's good then. That's good, because I know, like, the dubias, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
And you said
like soil.
And you said you fed superworms to things.
Yeah, I feed superworms.
Yeah, you got to watch that. Remember, I saw a video that said they can eat out of the animal. I don't know.
Yeah. My big female cave gets supers, and it was Miles of Impeccable Gecko talking to him, and he says my breeders only get supers, and I'm like, all right, let me try this, and I tried it for the longest time, and I loved it, and then the shortage happened, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you really? I mean, I was just getting all my adults to supers, and it was working. They were eating less. They didn't have to. I didn't have to put 100 mealworms in there for It
No,
was a few supers, and yeah,
that's a good. That's a good. That'll be good to see.
yes, roaches are awesome.
Um.
Yes, supers are awesome.
So Wally, what's your opinion? Which ones do you think will take off faster? The ones on the oats, or the ones on the wheat brand? Let's see what he says.
Probably gonna say wheat brand.
I would think wheat brand because it's finer, and I think they could lay eggs better in there, and they would. But I don't know. We'd have to wait and see, I guess. Moon
There's
over
Moon, what's up?
Miami. How are you doing?
I'm really excited about the goblin. I'm worried about the goblin roaches. I think wheat. I'm gonna say wheat too.
That's what I'm going to
But
say too.
I was just lazy. I'm not joking. I brought them home and I'm like, what am I put this on? I buy the cheap like tubs of oat, and that's what I do. What's up, Moon? My chameleons will eat anything that sits in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chameleons are eating. I think the one's gravid, one's not. The one I got from Dano is not gravid, I don't believe. But the one I got, I don't even know his name. I think it's gravid. We were talking about going. I'm going to try to get some veils at sewer.
They're the ones that the eggs take 9 months.
Yes, they take forever, 160 days or something. But do brand as we don't know for sure until someone does it. There we go. Do you have Jacksons? Yes, I have Jackson. I have a trio of Jacksons. Now I just picked them up. I just picked up them Jacksons. How it was is I picked them up from the guy that was with Tom. Tom, I don't know his last name. And he had a pair of Jacksons there. And I came out and asked, how long have they been in the country? How long have they been in captivity? And he was honest. And I was like, okay, cool. All right. And the male looked good, and his female looked gravid. So I bought those animals. Well, when Dano was over at your table, I don't know what he was doing. You guys were doing something. He looked at me and goes, I got a Jackson. I'm like, okay, good. And he brought it up to me, and I got the female. I gave him some geckos for it. Yeah, you're right. There it is. Pregnant, not gravid. Yes. He is. But you're right. I don't know if Wally heard that, but yes, I thought they would laid eggs, and who was it? My Vels always took exactly 6 months. Yep. See. The Jackson, the one is she's huge, round, huge. And I thought it was eggs because when she would do that little stretch, you could see in her the little bumps. And I was like, oh, wow. Ooh. So hopefully we wake up one morning and we have baby Jackson in there.
That would be cool. So I always thought they would be interesting to do, but I always thought they were harder to keep than because I don't know. I just always assumed they were hard to keep.
The Jacksons, when I read them up, they need to be humid. They're misted down. So we missed them down, and we got UVB and UVA on them, of course. Yeah. And their hotspot around 82, 84. It goes up. Instead of having one side, it's like they go up to the heat, and they can go back down to the heat.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very excited about the Jackson. So we set them up. They're doing good. They're eating and stuff like that. I do know that everyone I talked to says Jackson shouldn't be held a lot. I don't know how true that is, but I'm not going to test that theory. No. I'm not going to test that theory. I want to get some veiled. What it was is Laura wants to breed chameleons. And I was going to get veils because veils are kind of the bulletproof. Does that make sense? The bulletproof chameleon.
Yeah.
And someone had Jacksons, and I love Jacksons. I'm just excited about Jacksons. And my problem is when I breed something and it's the first time, I don't want to get rid of any of the babies. I don't want to get rid of them.
No.
I want to keep them all, but we're gonna have to. But I want to make sure that they're eating, and I kind of want to see if they'll eat the goblins, and maybe I can give goblins to people that get the Jackson.
Yeah. 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 That'll be cool to watch you on this journey. It'll be interesting. So Wally, do you still keep the red-eyed skink? Is that what it is? Red-eyed skinks? Yeah.
Red eye skinks are amazing.
Yeah, I knew that was there. I just put that there.
Red eye skinks are cool.
Yeah.
Wow, check that out. Society's got wild veils.
Southwest Florida. Yes, they got a lot of stuff down there. Ed from CMC, how are you doing,
What's
Ed?
up, Ed? We got to get Ed on here. We got to
Ed?
get Ed on here one time.
We got to work something out to get Ed on. Stop it right now. Stop. Hold on 1 second. I got to take care of this.
I hope to get red-eyed crocodile skinks. I love them. My friend Paul has white-eye and red-eye, and he just bought a new. He thought he was getting an adult white-eyed, and he actually sent him a red-eye. So he's kind of excited about that. So I don't know how many he produces, but I do know he had a white-eyed at the show a couple shows ago, and it was my wife wanted it, but I mean, I'm not sure where to actually put it. Oh, and she's muted. Oh, he's unmuted now. He left.
No, he didn't leave. He had to feed his dog. Don't mind my messy shirt.
Yeah,
well, they were more work than I wanted to do. See, that's what I'm worried about too, Wally, is how much work are the white eyes and the red eyes. I mean, I already got enough difficult species. I already got enough difficult stuff that take up my time. I either have super easy, like leopard geckos, or super hard with all my rare stuff.
I have it super easy. I do nothing.
See, Becky, I got a little gecko, see? It's a cave gecko.
That is so cute. Don't show Andy.
No, he's already seen it.
Oh, darn it. Hi, Ed. What's up?
Becky traded you a gecko for one of them brownies.
They're not brownies. They're like chocolate cake muffins that, we're not even going to talk about it because I was pissed. I was more than ticked. That ruined my day.
Brownies.
But I got Andy out exercising and I made him go mini golfing with me today.
Ooh. Yeah, he did say that you're out. I said I was going to beat up my boss, and he said he was going to have to fly out here.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. His chair's so stupid.
I can move wherever I want, see? I can go like this.
Hey, it's not my setup.
See? Like,
did he tell you about wanting to paint his office freaking green?
Yes, it's actually a good idea.
No, it's not.
I like it.
Well, I don't, because he's not the one that's going to have to paint it.
Yeah, indoor condition doesn't matter if it's muffins or brownies. Does it matter? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
They were, $8 for the 6 of them. I was pissed.
Me, I don't eat sweets anymore. I'm trying to lose weight. I don't eat sweets, nothing.
But see, that's the thing, is I didn't buy them for us here at the house. I bought them for my coworkers as a treat on Monday.
That's kind of nice. I drank a soda today, though, see? Well, my Subway.
I only drink tea. Tea or water.
Yeah, Wally, are you going to do a video at Sewerfest? Are you going to try? I got video of Janesville, but I haven't edited it yet.
Oh.
Because I need to do something for Sewer. I've done every other show I've been at but Sewer. So I got to get Ryan on the high cam. I got to get you guys back on the high cam. It's just so hard to get out. If you don't get out early, it's almost impossible. So you guys should come to Sewer, Becky.
When's that?
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Let me hop right in my car.
There we go. Cool. It's only what? 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive?
Yeah, okay. No problem.
Yeah, talking about.
You should have hit me up before I went food shopping.
Yeah, just come out, just drive. It's only time.
And money.
Yeah. See, look, I've been doing this all day. Here, you guys can see what I'm doing. See, it's printing tags. Well, it's gonna be upside down, but see. I don't know if there's any expensive stuff on here. It's all $200 and under, I think.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
Andrew's getting more geckos.
So I hear
Yeah,
that I just found out today.
Yeah, he's gonna get like a box full of geckos.
That's what I found out today.
Well, I could send him an alligator.
And then I can send this your way.
That's fine. I deal with that stuff. I should get him when he's ready for it. He can have one of these alligator lizards.
He's got enough shit, okay?
If he don't have more than me, he doesn't have enough.
Well, wait. I'm still waiting for him to finish my dresser, so let's get that finished first. But it doesn't help that. But it doesn't help that I didn't pick the color that I wanted painted until today.
See, Wally even tell you. I always tell my customers, unless you have more than I do, you don't have enough. You just don't have enough.
I guess we'll never have enough.
I'm always during the wintertime I slow down. Here's a blood tremper for $250. Why did I didn't? I don't know why I didn't use that one. I don't know. Whatever. I got tags all over.
You're a man, and sometimes you lose focus of what you're doing.
Probably. Yeah, I got tons of tags, and I only need these 4. These are only 4 I need because they go to these 4. Wally, can you come up here and get all my stuff and take it down tomorrow? Oh man, I am so beat.
I've been up since 6 and I didn't have work today.
I get up at 5:30 every morning, no matter what, and I go to sleep about midnight, 2 o'clock every night. Who needs sleep? You sleep in your bed.
I'm up at 3:30 and I work 10-hour shifts. Oh, I'm crabby. I had crabby if I don't get my sleep.
What's Wally saying over there?
Wally said that he wants her brownies.
He goes, my brownies. Oh. I said they're not brownies, they're cupcakes. He goes, muffins or brownies, nothing doesn't make a difference. He offered me geckos for them.
What kind of geckos are on their way? I'll send them over.
He'll send them my my squished up muffins.
Wally, we're sending you a box of jellies.
Oh, speaking of jellies, while I was just down there, I found a case of the small jelly jars. Uh-huh. All peach, 1 raspberry, 1 jalapeno.
Yeah.
And then I found the what are they? The white ones, the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. A whole case.
Of which ones?
Peach.
I know. I
had so much peach jam coming out my Yahoo.
I'm sending him peach and black cherry. Is it black cherry lime or something like that?
I didn't see any black cherry lime down there.
I moved that one.
Oh.
I know where it's at.
I found jalapeno. I found a raspberry. And a buttload of peach.
I was waiting for Gary to get back to me, but he never got back to me on if he wanted any or not.
Gary hasn't got back to you if he wanted any of my jam?
Oh, that's just so busy. There's so many times. Like, people don't even want to know how busy I get. How is it going, guys? I'm not sure. Facebook user, let me know who you are.
It's going good.
Say hi to you. Let's see what Wally said. I'll be up at 6 a.m. and not in bed until 2 a.m. tomorrow, Gary. So you know my answer. Dang it. See,
I take that as a big fat yes.
Oh no, it's like the show days are tough, and especially I think I don't know if Wally agree with me, but I think Wally's packing for a show is more difficult than mine. Even though I take more, he takes more animals. If you take isopods and stuff. But he has so many different types of animals, and his stuff is faster. He has a lot of fast stuff. Like, you open the tub, and they're gone up the wall or whatever. So I think he has a more difficult time packing. Mine is just like, grab a gecko, put it in the tub. Grab a gecko, put it in the tub. And I couldn't do his. No.
No, that's why I told Andy. That's all up to him.
What is?
If you ever want to start doing shows to pack all that
Oh
stuff
yeah, I
up.
can pack it all. I don't have a problem packing them. I didn't have a problem packing them up before.
That's his job,
No, I was fixing this.
not mine. My job is to sit there and collect the moolah.
There's no. Do you know? Ready for this? I have a really good friend that told me this. Do you know how you make $1 million in the reptile world? You start with $2 million.
We know who's.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's like Nanette. Wally's wife is in charge of everything he does.
See, only 3 hours of that is show related. Jeez, oh Pete. Oh, you're making me tired, bud.
Oh well.
Uh,
I'm gonna go get all my stuff prepped for tomorrow. I have a busy day tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm making choke cherry jam
Mm-hmm.
and peach halves. Tomorrow's canning day, people. Canning day.
that's what I'm talking about.
Let's hope I don't try to burn down the house this time.
Well, if you do, make sure it's insured.
I almost did 3 years ago.
Just make sure it's insured and you don't have to worry about it.
Then where am I going to live?
Got a house next door.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. I'm outie. He's back. He's standing here patiently waiting because I guess I'm not entertaining enough for him.
Oh, you're entertaining enough.
Bye.
Bye. I'm taking pictures.
Oh, do you need some good sexy ones of me? I can send them to you.
See, that's what I'm saying. We just need to do gecko pictures. Show off the geckos.
Oh, so I got to hold pretty geckos?
Yeah, you just got to hold a gecko and you're good to go.
All right. See you later, guys. Bye.
And I'm trying to take pictures. It's not working though. Yeah, taking pictures, guys, sucks because I don't know. It just sucks. We have a pretty good system for getting ready for the show, including isopods and fast geckos. Dude, that fast geckos is where I would struggle because I got them fan foots or toes, and them things are quick. It sounds like fun, Becky. I love canning days growing up. The house smells so nice. Canning days?
Yes.
Rocks. Edwin from Ed's Bright. How you doing, Edwin? Just listening to you guys while cleaning tubs. That's what we do. We gotta give you guys something to listen to while you're cleaning tubs.
That makes it great. I love that when I hear that.
I think after this, since just back to back, we need to get some guests on. I have shows like end of the August, the September we got shows. October we have shows. I think December is the lowest one, like the slowest month.
I know Ed from CMC. When he comes on, I believe he can go into his reptile room, I think, and show stuff that he's got. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
That's gonna be cool. I need to start doing something like that. We need to just do it and where I can go in there. I gotta get clean because I'm not organized right now. Like it's bad right now. Like if you go into where I set everything up, it's really, really clean. You turn around and it's like just tubs that need cleaned, and because every tub has one. I have 2 tubs for every gecko.
Here's what I would like to do too. I don't know. Maybe we can get Wally back on one day and then do a species-specific episode and have Wally just like have a bunch of have some of his animals to show us as he's talking about them or something, you know?
We could figure something out. Yeah, and then we like get questions and make sure we stay on topic and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that would be cool. But these ones that people listen to do make me. I like to hear that people like Edwin there saying he's listening to us when he's doing it. Wally was listening when he was doing his. Wally, tell Nanette we said hello, by the way.
I'm so late. Luna, Big G, what's going on? Did you hear Luna?
Yes.
Luna's giving me all his geckos for free. Did you hear that?
That's what I heard. Yep, I heard you were splitting them with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just take the gargoyles and the Urodactylotes.
I can't breed gargoyles anyway.
Big G, how you doing, buddy? He's in the house.
Yeah, Luna is in the house. I will say this. Let's say I'm game for that. Just let me know the date and I will check. I like it.
Yes, very good.
I would love to hear you guys talk a bit about history, no matter what reptile history.
Okay, we could start with Burmese pythons and their albinos. I know the whole story. If you go to my Facebook wall.
These ones I'm not going to use. I don't like using the smallmouth ones
Okay.
for PCHs.
What's the name put me on there? Bob Clark did a whole thing and posted it to my page because I sent him some stuff and he was talking about the whole startup of those.
Garg has, let's see. Wait, Gary Garg has to go to Gary. You get Andrew Garg. I like it. I like it. History. I mean, I could throw out some history.
But I have 4 really big ones if I have to use them.
I don't know what we got. It's hard to put on like that. I mean, if we had a specific question, we could go with it. Like venomous. I got a real strong venomous background. You know, like the Ray Hunters, Ray Gushaw, I'm friends with them. You know, Ray Hunter's a really close friend of mine that him and Gushaw, I had never had venomous before. They're like, hey, let's send him a waggler eye and some pygmy rattlesnakes. And I'm like, oh, great. Awesome. But yeah, venomous is really strong background. I do know a lot of history for JMG stuff because I was friends with JMG. I was in their basement of their facility. It was in the basement of their house. I mean, I've seen the original blood hypo. I know what the original one is. I know what they were looking for, the hyperexanthic, what they were looking for, why he went with radar, why he named it radar.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Blue tongue skinks. They bred blue tongue skinks for a while. Hognose.
I know back in the 60s, you know, like with breeding colubrids, nobody knew to cool them down. You can have colubrids in your collection and never breed them, and then it dawned on somebody to any ones you'd catch from the wild would breed. If you go out and catch them in the spring, they would breed, and they thought put 2 and 2 together. Well, put them outside for the winter and then bring them in, and then they'll breed. Put them out in the shed. So
the radar thing. Okay. The reason he called it a radar was his animal was better looking than the raptor, and he said it put the gecko on the radar. Simple as that.
there you go.
There's no algorithm to it, nothing like that. It was just on the radar. And I was going for at the time the dreamsicle. I was going to call it the dream, but you know, we would have figured something else. But then it ended up being on the dreamsicle. I don't know if my saying had anything to do with that at the time because I was going for it. But I had side effects, and I kept saying side effect, side effect. He was going to call something side effect at the time too. He was going to call it a side effect because I call those right now. If you want to get into naming game, the Super Snow Bell White and Yellow is called a side effect, but I never made it stick. I was the first one to produce one of those ever, and it was a side effect of producing the Super Snow Bell radar.
That's like the G project is named after Gatorade, right?
Yeah. It's just after the G. This is why I'll tell you the history a little bit of how leopard geckos get named. Most of it is projects. Like I call my stuff wacky, the ones with wacky pattern, because I can't call them clowns. I can't call something with a wacky pattern a clown or anything else. Because if I call it a clown, then Matt gets mad or someone else gets mad and says it can't call it that. So I label them wacky so I know what they are. So I'm like, that's a wacky. I'm going after a certain look. Just like my clouded. It's just a melanistic line. That's all it is. It's another melanistic line, but I can't call it
chocolate melanistic line.
Yeah, it's a chocolate melanistic. And then like tangerine. Everyone had tangerine, and you know, it's kind of boring to say this is a tangerine. So when the names started coming on, like Atomic and Hot and you know, the Hot Gecko line and Infernos and Fires and all these other ones, everyone just had to put a name. They said they had to put a name on it. It wasn't true. It was they couldn't call, even if they had something that looked like the hot gecko line, they couldn't call it a hot gecko line because it didn't come from that line. That's what they're trying to say. But all tangerine come from one or two lines anyway. All of them.
Now, a lot of naming has to do with being able to resell too. Is that not true? Like,
Yeah, it makes
ear
it a little
catching?
easier. Yeah, it makes it a little easier, ear catching. It makes it easier to sell. I mean, let's say if I did to keep the side effect, it would be easier to say this is a side effect than saying this is a super, or really it'd be called a Mac Super Snow Bell Albino White and Yellow.
Yeah.
That's a long name for a gecko. It's just called a side effect. After how many generations? Creation something different, would you consider it ethical to be calling something else? It matters how you started. If it's a tangerine line, you're going to want something totally different, and you got to keep track of what you mixed in there, kinda. And if it's different and you can reproduce that difference, you can name it. I named Clouded because it didn't come from any of the other melanistic lines, and I'm getting melanistic geckos. I'm getting them. I'm getting less yellow geckos. So I just called them Clouded because they kind of have a clouded look. Then what other line? The wacky stuff, literally, I don't even consider it a line. It's just me, because I have wacky bells, I have wacky trempers, I have wacky rainwaters. I have anything with a different pattern that's not banded or spotted, I call wacky. If it's really a jungle, but it's not from the jungle line. So I'd call them wackies. But no one can come to my table and yell at me because I don't charge more for it. I'm like, that's just my line. It's just what I breed. You're gonna get this type of gecko with it. Like I'm looking right now in front of me, and I got here's a clouded tangerine. That's 100% het tremper albino. It's $200. It's a breedable male. 100% breedable male. $200. And I think I actually lowered the price down to, I lowered it down to $125 because it's a 2020 animal. I need them gone. And that's just how I am. It is what it is. Wally, I saw you drop some new pics in the Dropbox trying to tempt me. Uh-oh. So, when it comes to the naming stuff, how most of them got named, and Matt Baronic is probably the most honest person when it comes to it. He just calls them projects because that's what it is for him. He names a project, and that's what it is. People follow Matt, and they just say, that's a G project, or that's a clown. And let's be honest, it's hard to really find a clown or a G project right now that's pure. From the look that Matt was going for.
Yeah.
The look that Matt was going for. Just like Ryan Carrot Tail, that's a lost cause. Hot Geckos Rainwaters, which are firewaters, it's really hard to have someone have firewater back to that hot gecko line. It's really, really hard. Pure, anything really. And I don't know. It's just really hard. Like all the tremper albinos are technically related. Every tremper albino, every rainwater albino, every bell albino is all related to each other.
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan Carrotail, I think you spell Rhine, is the original Carrotail, and I don't think any. It's hard to go back to that Carrotail line. It's really hard. Like Tangerine, the Tangerine came from Ron Tremper.
Yeah,
he had a gecko with
that
an
started with an orange dot. Yeah, I was gonna say it started with an orange dot.
So, technically you could, pick up some macularis from like a Steve Sykes or me, or a lot of my macularis comes from Steve Sykes' line, wherever he got his originally. I got to find that stuff out. And you could breed macularis and just keep breeding macularis and start seeing like, oh, that popped out different, and breed for that difference, because line breeding is a thing in leopard geckos. Do you think there is going to be a change to import geckos? Doubtful.
Yeah, they're pretty strict on that stuff.
Right now, really doubtful because of all the stuff going on the last few years with COVID and all this other stuff. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. There's really not a need, in my opinion. If we get a few more people, like, well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, trying to reverse engineer stuff so we have some pure lines. I don't think there's a need. I don't think there's a need at all. I think trading with the UK is going to be a big thing. We should trade with the UK, though. It's not that much to get geckos over here from the UK.
No.
Oh,
that would be something to check into. That would be interesting. Yeah, that'd be.
I mean, I talked to Fran a few times about getting some, at the time, NDBE back in the day, and I was going to go after them. And, yeah, I have a so-called female NDBE here that lays eggs. It's not an Eclipse. I bred it to Eclipse 2 seasons now.
Aren't you kind of glad you didn't get into that, though?
Oh, I'm never going to get an NDBE. I bred it.
Aren't you glad you didn't get into it, though, back then?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Would you say just mixing subspecies will do, or just variant within the USA? Well, yeah. I mean, the subspecies here, my macularis, does it have Turk in it? Possibly. Does it have fasciolatus in it? Possibly. I don't know. I know that they're pure geckos. They don't have het for anything else. It's just when you start importing any gecko and you have a collection like mine or like JMG or like Steve Sykes, it's really hard to bring in a wild caught gecko into that collection. I'll tell you how JMG does it. Because fat tails, I think fat tails are still imported, aren't they? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I don't know. But back in the day, they imported fat tails, and JMG would get wild caught fat tails. Them fat tails would never enter their rooms. They would breed them outside their gecko rooms and take the eggs and go incubate them, and then them animals would enter them gecko rooms. That's how strict they were. Because all it would take is one bad thing would wipe a collection. And
oh, yeah.
It would kill a Sykes, JMG, me. It would kill us.
I couldn't imagine having a big collection, bringing something in and it wipes your entire collection out. It would be devastating.
I mean, think about it. If you get something new, cool. And let's say you make $100,000 off of it. Awesome. But a large collection like, Sykes or something, they lost their whole collection. I guarantee it's more than $100,000.
Well, even if their collection alone, but then you add up the profits that they could make over the next couple of years, it would be devastating. Extremely devastating.
Wild caught animals is playing with fire when you have large collections. You would have to quarantine at all times. It would just have to be a thing. Ball python people's dealt with it before. I love when people would go, and I don't mean to bring up Brian, would go, Brian's got our eyes. Brian's got this. Well, he was importing ball python still, trying to get like different morphs. He was paying $20,000 for a single animal from overseas and bringing it into his collection. And he had to breed it to his animals. He had to breed it because he wasn't going to get wild caught females to breed it to it, So yeah, it's a really, really risky business. Even with me bringing in wild caught stuff into my collection, it's really risky business. All my stuff stays upstairs. It never goes in my collection down here. Like literally to get a gecko in my gecko room. It's bad. It's really bad and like really hard to get down here. At what point do you switch from mini mealworms to bigger worms with babies, or what size worms do you use? For leopard geckos? I'm gonna shock you. I don't even change the. We'll show that in a second. Leopard geckos, I don't even feed minis. I feed 3/4 inch to babies.
Yep, I was gonna say a lot of people do that. Yeah,
I don't feed anything different. Yep, mine 3/4 inch, feeds everything. I never feed anything small. Never. They'll eat them they'll eat them. I promise you they'll eat them. I never had a problem. Leopard geckos are tough little SOBs.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty crazy little shits. Oh,
I'm curious how many breeders make subspecies. Wouldn't that almost change structure for like firebolts? It does. It does. There's fasciolatus. I have a fasciolatus. I should take pictures of it. You could look at it and you could tell if I put it next to my macularis and my fasciolatus macularis cross, and Sykes was very upfront when I bought them that they're fasciolatus crosses. They do look different, 100%. They do look different. But what people do is like fascios and Turks, they have a different look. So, what they do is if you want lighter geckos, you take a subspecies that are lighter, and so forth, and it does different things. But yes, it does mix subspecies. Now, some subspecies cannot be mixed. You just can't mix hardwicki or hardwicki. You can't.
Big G agrees with you. One size mealworm fits all.
Yep. And it just, dude. I know it worries you. Someone when they're first breeding, they're like, "Oh, it's so cute." Dude, in the wild, if it fits in their mouth, they're eating the damn thing.
Yeah, they're not out seeking. They're not out looking for little stuff.
Aren't our common leopards we main breed a mixture of different subspecies already? Sort of. Yes. Some of the morphs. I mean, can you say for sure that your geckos don't have one of the Turks or fasciolatus or something like that? No, you can't. Because down the road somewhere, someone probably did mix something in there. But like someone like Sykes, that got his macularis from a wild caught line. And you look at the gecko and you're like, that is a macularis. But macularis are ugly. Just to let you know. Macularis, people go, they're dark. And yeah, they're just.
Yeah, they look dark. They're darker.
So, yeah, I mean, subspecies being crossed. Well, from outcrosses and from not knowing where the originals are collected. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, these subspecies could breed in the wild. Some of them, so.
Yeah, because they're overlap, right? Don't they overlap in the wild a little bit? Or no?
Yeah, they a lot of them overlap. And yes, the wild type from Sykes is an exception. I love the wild type look. Yeah, Sykes. I've talked to. Well, I haven't talked to Sykes about buying them all. I talked to his sales associate or whoever she is, and I asked how many they have left, and I was thinking about buying them all for sale. I was thinking about it because it's going to be important for the hobby. It's really hard to say, hey, this has nothing else in it. It's really hard to say that. I mean, to give you guys an example, I have a project here that's 2 years old. I thought Eclipse was totally 100% out of it. I forget how many eggs I produced, but it's 2 seasons worth, okay? And on the 9th egg this year, the 3rd season, I produced an Eclipse.
Oh, that sucks.
From the same pair. I was breeding him to an Eclipse over and over and over. And I'm like, cool. So I was going to use him. He's not had Eclipse. I was going to use him to start breeding out Eclipse. I was like, all them babies are just 50 are going to be head Eclipse. I could start, start breeding out Eclipse. He produced an Eclipse. So a het to a visual, it was close to 60 eggs. And I hit an Eclipse. So
there's Eclipse in everything, ain't there? I mean, it just seems like Eclipse is in everything. Well, I remember they threw it into everything. Well, every one of my babies are Eclipses that popped out. So
yep. Clouded has Eclipse. Well, no, your rainwaters don't have Eclipse.
No, I mean, no, they didn't. They didn't pop out yet. So I don't think that. I know they won't have it, but I'm talking about the all the babies that have hatched so far.
Because all you got is like the Raptor stuff in the Clouded. And then radars, yeah, everything, and the patties won't have Eclipse in it. The patties won't have Eclipse. I know that.
No.
Yeah, I got so much. I haven't even bred the pure patties yet.
No.
No. I was gonna produce them. I might throw 3 of them females together and get like 25 to 35 eggs and
Yeah,
see
that's
what I
cool.
can get. Yeah, so I mean, leopard geckos is the history of it, and everyone that argues about something else. I mean, it goes all the way back. It's Ron Tremper, Mark and Kim Bell, Tim Rainwater. These are the names. Tim Rainwater, I know, is, red light, but yes, 100%. Normals will have. I don't know. Do I have a normal here? I can show you. That's an albino. That's an albino. This one. He won't show his eyes, but they got grayish eyes. It's not the gray in the eyes are the same, but the veins are different in albinos. The vein are different. So it gives it like a pinkish look. Should I say? I don't know how to explain it. A regular eye looks different than a Tremper eye, and then a Bell eye looks totally different than a Tremper eye. Now I can look at my collection. Here's something else. I can actually look at my collection, and you could go in my room, pull out any albinos you want, not tell me, and I can tell you if it's Bell, Tremper, or Rainwater. But I produced it. I know what I'm looking at. But if you went to Big G's place and pulled them, I would have trouble because I'm not used to looking at his animals.
No.
You see so many tangerines. What would make you say, "Whoa, that's a nice tangerine"? I like green hues.
If it's a rainwater tangerine.
Yeah, rainwater tangerines are hot. Blood does it for me because it's that deep orange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like glowing. I don't like glowing orange. I like the deep orange, the deep reds. It takes a lot. I mean, I get people come up to my table like, "Wow, look at these geckos." I see them every day. I'm like, "Okay, thanks." I don't know. If I didn't have her packed, I would get my blood trempers. Them are kind of insane. My blood trempers are insane. Let's see. Always hear Tim's name followed by look or a bad word. What's the political correct story as to why? Tim Rainwater ripped off a lot of people. I mean, like, we're not talking $1,000. We're talking a lot of money. Yeah, he was a very bad person. Took advantage of people, and I'm sure it went outside the reptile hobby too. Tim Rainwater. I don't think Tim Rainwater, after the fact, could walk into any reptile expo again. And that's why some people call them Las Vegas too.
Yeah, that's why they call them Vegas albinos. But I don't know. I like the rainwater look.
Yeah,
There's something about the look.
I still say that's why they didn't take off is because of who he was. Mark and Kim Bell. They're originally from Michigan, Ohio area. Yeah, crash and burn. That's exactly it. He crashed.
That's about it. Mm-hmm.
Mark and Kim Bell, they were really cool. Back in the day, I know them more for their Burmese pythons and stuff. And Kim let me. I was a young punk kid, and I could walk up to their table and take whatever I wanted and run off with it.
They're not the no-eyed burm people, right?
They did no eye burns, but they wouldn't sell them. I'll tell you what they used to do. I won't say the other guy's name, but the guy would take me to the shows when I was a kid because my mother and father were divorced when I was young, and this guy kind of took me under his wing, and I used to go to reptile shows, and he used to buy all the one-eyed burms off Mark and Kim Bell and the no-eye burms. Like, seriously.
That was a big thing back in the day. There were no-eyed burms.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I got more rainwaters. I got more going to sewer. Like to trade you made as well. Yes. Like the trade you made. I probably did a lot of trades that day. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my rainwaters are cool. I like them.
Do you remember when they were a big thing, the no-eyed Burms? That was huge.
Oh God, yeah.
They tried to market that and everything, and I'm like, that's a birth defect. What do you mean? That's not something new. They were trying to play it off like it was a new morph or something.
Oh, yeah. That I got a Skittles off him. He's a good kid. I like that kid.
Oh, you were telling me about that. Yeah.
There's a young guy, kid that's in the game. He's starting to breed. He's got a really good head on his shoulders. His dad's involved with them. His dad's a really good guy, and he wanted a 200. I think it was $250 blood off me, and I'm like, give me the Skittles. He had the Skittles up for like 150. I was like, just give me the Skittles mail. So I had Skittles now. And he was all happy. He's a good kid. I just wanted him to win. Have you ever seen a Red Devil? And what do you think about it? The Red Devils, Red Diamond. I got to see more of it. I haven't worked with them. I haven't really dealt with them. I haven't really looked into them. Especially this year, I haven't been online that much. Was awesome to see. He was so excited. He's a good kid. He is a really good kid. That means more to me making his day than making all the money I made. Making his day. I take my money and spend it on my daughter anyway. I still can't believe that happened to the Burms. Yeah, with the Burms. No eyes were big. One eyes. What other?
One eyes was a big way.
I mean, just like the pigtail leopard geckos. I mean,
I remember when they came out with them. They were trying to push them off as a big thing too.
How about scaleless snakes?
Yeah, that's also a birth defect that they've used to try. It's not a new morph, but I'll be honest. I kind of like some of the scaleless stuff. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, my problem.
I wouldn't. I don't
know. I'm a wildlife guy. We're all animal people. Everyone listening to this is animal people. And I'm at a time in my life where I still say this. I'm having trouble breeding for commercial reasons to make money off of them, but I want to save the wildlife. So I'm at that crossroads. I keep saying I just want to sell it all and just move out and do photography. Because I was talking to someone at Janesville, and they're saying, you're so good at breeding geckos. I'm like, dude, I put a male and female together. That's what I do. I go, oh, that one goes in that bin. There you go.
I can honestly tell you, though, if you got rid of everything, in time, you would regret doing it.
Oh, I know.
You would be like, man, I shouldn't have did that. Really. That's what happens.
It's just like I sit there and I'm like, is this gecko going to a good home? Is this one going to a good home? Because I sell, I'm not even saying I make a lot of money. Let's not even say it makes a lot of money. It's just I move a lot of stock. So am I part of the problem or am I part of the success, of the hobby?
Well, you could be part of the success because, look, you made that kid's day there at the last show, right? So that's always...
He's always worried that you should have seen him the first time. It was at Rothschild, the first time I seen him. And they came in and was like, oh, you're here. And I'm like, yeah, why? We're not going to sell anything. So I made sure he sold stuff that show. I am a new breeder. How would I know if a mutation popped out with so many things already out there? Just, you can always send, this is what I do. I see a lot of things. A lot of people think everything's a morph, because every leopard gecko is going to look different. Every gecko looks different in some way. Like, them are two different animals. The one here is this is just a tangerine tremper. This one here, and this one is a blood. Then I got this one, and then I got this one, and they're all going to be like, what the hell's going on? So they're all going to look different. The best thing you can do is breed it, see if you can reproduce it, then start asking your peers, start asking people around you what they think of it, get very detailed and look for them details in the next animal, because the very slightest thing can make something else happen. I was talking to another breeder because he was like, this can just pop out spontaneously. And I'm like, that's not true. It is true, but it's not. like red stripe is in a lot of stuff, so it is going to pop out, but it was already put there. Hypo is another big one. Hypo pops out all the time. It just does, because everyone wanted a hypo at one time. Get rid of the spots. Now everyone's going the other way. They want the pattern again, you know. Best way is ask your peers and see if you can reproduce it.
Mm-hmm.
Or be like me and just say it's clouded. And even then, I mean, I tell people it costs me no much more. It doesn't cost me any more money to produce a $1,000 gecko to a $5 gecko. It doesn't cost me any difference. I wish hypo didn't. I like pattern. Yeah, pattern's coming back. Your clowns.
I like pattern too.
That I don't understand why people bred for tangerines to be hypo, because if you get them black dots, it pops.
This one right here, I love this one right here.
That's a special animal. That's that radar, or the het radar, eclipse het radar.
Yeah, I love that animal.
It's out of my lavender line. If someone's gonna say it's not lavender, that's out of my lavender stuff. I really, really love my bell stuff. I love my bell. I'm waiting for this other one to hatch, man.
You're just hoping. You're hoping everybody.
Let's see. He's in there. She's.
So, what do you think's the big thing coming up with geckos? Not just leopard geckos. I'm talking about geckos in general, other than cave geckos.
I think Picta's going to get hot again. I think like your crested are going to get hot again. The easier geckos to do. I don't think tokays are going to take off anytime soon.
No,
because they're mean, and well, they're not mean, but they're just. I think the ease to keep. The biggest thing when it comes to geckos, I feel, especially at a reptile show, can kids handle them?
Yeah, a kid can't really handle a tokay.
Mm-mm.
Tokays are kind of cool. They did their thing where they had the powders and all that stuff, but now you don't see much of it anymore.
I think crested geckos have an edge over cave geckos. Cave geckos are a little more delicate. A cave gecko, crested, a kid can hold it, and if they don't turn on the lights, it's not going to kill the thing.
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt the animal.
So,
man, it is. Oh, it got late really quick. So we got.
Yes, it did. Yep.
So. Well, if you want to add anything else, I got to get running because we got to get packing.
Yep.
But
no,
I appreciate everyone tuning in.
Yep, so do I.
You could get this going. I'll talk to the chat all day. We'll talk.
Yep.
We'll talk Burmeses. We got to get topics and get people on here.
What's Luna saying?
Luna said, let's see. You should do a video of identifying white and yellow at hatch. Someone asked me today, and I couldn't explain it any better than I could just tell. Eventually, I said, "Message Gary."
This one's a white and yellow right here.
Yeah, that's a white and yellow scrumper.
Yep.
Thank you so much for it. No worries. You can mess me anytime. I used to struggle doing white and yellow identifying. Now I can just go, yep, no. There's a few morphs like white and yellow blizzard. I struggle. White and yellow patternless. I struggle. But there are white and yellows out there. I'm like, no. But I should do a video because I just hashed out a white and yellow, I think, blood. And I don't think that because I bred it to a tremper, and I don't think the tremper was white and yellow, and I produced it. And I think a white and yellow popped out. It is weird. I'm like, what in the world is that? And I'm like, it's just a hypo. I keep telling myself it's just a hypo. It's just
send me a picture.
I'm going to. I looked at it again today. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'll go over there and take a picture of it. But I will. I need to do detailed videos. I really do. I need an editor. That's what I need. Because I do videos. I just need an editor. TikTok it. Because I'm TikTok famous now. I got 13 subscribers. Wow. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're not Luna Geckos over there. He's got like 20,000. Right?
I love you, Luna Geckos. Oh, he does these little things. Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Luna Geckos does great little videos. I love his stuff.
Yes, Tremper White and Yellow is like a pain in the butt. But Bell White and Yellow is easy as can be, and Rainwater is it's a little easier in Tremper. But let's see. History is great topic. So many ways to go about it, and great info
Uh-huh.
with all the new people. I love it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna be going out. I got to pack up for the
Peace.
show, and I'll check you guys later. And Andrew,
Peace.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.